These are 9 reasons Bitcoin is better than fiat. But before we get into the reasons, it's important to understand what is fiat. So I like to describe fiat money as pretend money because that's basically what it is. So the way it works is the government makes up numbers. They literally just make up numbers and then put those numbers on pieces of paper and they call it money. So these pieces of paper that they're making, printing out and dropping into the economy are called fiat currency. The United States dollar is an example of fiat currency. And all currencies around the world that aren't Bitcoin are fiat. For example, the euro, pounds, yen, pesos, you name it, it's all fiat. What I mean by this is that it is all based on people believing that the money is real. It's not backed by anything. There's nothing tangible backing it up. Okay, now that we know what it is and how it works, let's go over why Bitcoin is better than fiat. Bitcoin is better than fiat because number one, it's decentralized. So with Bitcoin, no one person or entity controls it. It's completely decentralized. With fiat, however, the government controls it. They're the ones that are making it. They're the ones that are controlling it. They're the ones that are deciding how much money goes into the economy. And because of that, they can control how much money you have. They can inflate your money away. They can do all these different things to manipulate you financially by simply manipulating the money supply. Number 2, with Bitcoin, you can spend it anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter. So it's completely borderless. It's decentralized. You can send it anywhere in the world. With fiat, you're limited by the government that issued that currency. So, for example, if you have US dollars, you might not be able to use it in another country. If you go to another country, you have to convert it to that country's currency. That process is very expensive, and it could take a long time. Not to mention the fact that you're probably going to lose money during that conversion. Another thing to consider with fiat is that when you exchange it from one currency to another, you're trusting a third party to do that. So you're trusting the government to exchange it for another government's currency. And if that government decides to stop trading with another country, well, then guess what? You can't use your money anymore. That's exactly what happened with Iran and North Korea. These countries created their own currencies, and now nobody wants to trade with them because they do not want to deal with the hassle of having to convert it to another currency. Number 3, with Bitcoin, you can easily check its history, so all transactions are public. Anyone can view the entire transaction history on the blockchain. So if you buy something and then you want to check the history of that Bitcoin, you can do that. You can actually check the entire history. With fiat, it's impossible to do that. There's no way to track it. It's all centralized in one place, and they can easily just erase it if they wanted to. Number 4, Bitcoin is scarce. There's a finite amount of it, and that amount is 21 million. So that means that the supply of it is capped. It can't be inflated. The government can't come in and inflate your money away. They can't do any of those things. With fiat, however, that's exactly what happens. They inflate it, they devalue your money, they increase the money supply, and that causes inflation. So everything becomes more expensive. Bitcoin is different, though. It's scarce. Like I said, there's a finite amount of it, and once those 21 million coins are mined, that's it. No more Bitcoins will ever be created. Number 5, anyone can use Bitcoin. Doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what race you are, religion, nothing. You can still use Bitcoin. It's completely open to anyone. They can download the blockchain and they can use it. With fiat, however, that's not the case. The government can take your money if they want to. They can seize your bank account if they want to. They have complete control over it because it's centralized. Number 6, with Bitcoin, it's extremely secure. It's actually more secure than the banking industry. In fact, it's the most secure it's ever been. Since all transactions are recorded on the blockchain, it's extremely hard to tamper with them. Also, with fiat, it's easier to steal your money. But with Bitcoin, it's extremely hard to do that. It's actually almost impossible, so Bitcoin is better than fiat because it's extremely secure. Number 7, Bitcoin is transparent. All transactions are public. So you can see everything that's going on. You can check the history of it. It's all public. With fiat, however, it's not public. The government has control over it. They can hide things. They can do whatever they want to do. They can manipulate things to benefit themselves. But with Bitcoin, you can actually see everything that's going on. So it's completely transparent. Number 8. With Bitcoin, there's no third party. So when you use fiat, you're always dealing with a third party. So you're dealing with the government and the Federal Reserve. For example, when you deposit your paycheck into your bank account, you're giving the government the ability to control your money. They're the ones that are holding on to it. They're the ones that are controlling it. The Federal Reserve is the one that decides how much money goes into the economy. And because of that, they can control how much money you have. They can inflate your money away. They can do all these different things to manipulate you financially by simply manipulating the money supply. With Bitcoin, however, you don't have to deal with a third party. You can just hold it in a hardware wallet, a paper wallet, a brain wallet, whatever. You don't have to deal with anyone. It's completely decentralized. And number 9, I think this is a good one, is that with Bitcoin, the network grows larger every day. More and more people are adopting it. More and more businesses are accepting it. And because of that, it's only going to get stronger. The network effect is huge with Bitcoin. With fiat, however, it's going the opposite direction. People are losing faith in it. They're seeing that it's being manipulated. They're seeing that it's not really real money. And because of that, they're looking for alternatives. Bitcoin is the best alternative. These are 9 reasons why Bitcoin is better than fiat. So now that we've gone over all that, I have a question for you. Are you ready to join the monetary revolution? Are you ready to get your money out of the fiat system and into Bitcoin? Because if you are, then hit that subscribe button. And if you're not, if you're still on the fence, maybe you're still trying to decide whether Bitcoin is right for you or not, then at least watch the next video. I promise it'll be helpful.